John Burbidge, author of the book Watching Paint Dry. Today we're going to go over how you paint one of these paneled metal doors that a lot of houses have these days. Now if you have to brush and roll this, you don't have access to a sprayer, go back and see my video in the How to Paint a House in 10 Steps series on painting the trim, and I go over briefly how you can cut and roll one of these. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spray it. If you can lay this down flat on some sawhorses and spray it, you can get a very nice smooth finish on there. It looks awesome. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this door off the hinges, I'm going to take it in the garage and lay it out flat on some sawhorses. Now, the problem we're creating here is we don't have a door. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I've got a pre-cut piece of plywood that fits on this door frame here. I'm going to put it up, I'm going to attach it with some screws, and then I'll have a good temporary door that will last for a couple days while this is being sprayed. I'm going to put these screws right through into the door frame, and then when I'm done I'll take the screws out and I'll just fill that hole with a little bit of spackle, sand it off, and make it disappear. I'll keep the burglars out. You want to make sure you pad your sawhorses. Set this down, especially if you're going to be painting both sides of the door. You're going to have to let it dry a couple days, then flip it over and spray the other side. You want to make sure you got a real nice clean pad down there so that you don't mar up the first side. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mask off this doorknob and this lock. I'm going to mask off this hardware. Run a little piece of paper down here so that no overspray goes around the corner and hits the knob. Then I'm going to hit this surface with a sanding sponge real quick, just smooth it out. And then either dust it off real good or vacuum it off with a shop vac and a brush extension. And then I'm going to spray it. It is possible to do this with spray aerosol cans. If you do, you're going to need a lot of cans. It's going to take a lot of coats probably to get good coverage, and your finger's going to really hurt by the time you're done. But the main thing is you want to make sure that you get the kind of aerosol can that sprays in a fan width rather than in a circle. The circle kind is for the graffiti artists. The kind that actually spray in a fan width, that is for the professional painter. So you want to make sure that's the kind you get. Okay, now I'm ready to spray. Now the challenge to spraying one of these doors with these panels is that you need to make sure you hit all the angles so that you don't leave like the far side of this panel dry because you didn't turn the tip and face it that way, alright? And that's always what you have to do when you're spraying. It's all about angles. Check all these angles very carefully. Make sure you don't have any light spots. Then you're going to have to come around to this side and get over here that you couldn't get. That's a thing of beauty. Alright, now I'm going to let this dry at least a couple days before I put it back up. Now this same technique will work just fine on your front door. This is just a side door, but if you got a front door, the best thing to do is take it off, bring it in your shop, and lay it down where you can work on it. Trying to do a difficult door when it's hung in place is hard, and you're never going to get great results. Now, if you're not familiar with how to set up a sprayer, of course visit my website, howtopaintahouserite.com, where I've got a video on how to set up your sprayer and a video on how to clean up your sprayer and a lot of other helpful information that I've put together to help you paint your house right. And now you just hope that a bug doesn't come and land in it.